So this is very interesting. I guess there's some conversation going on right now about wh- the disappearing white class or something like that, where everyone is concerned. Not everyone, I guess. Some guy made a video about it. A bunch of people shared it around. Popped up on my feed. I didn't watch it, but then the guy Young Don covered it. So I was like, oh, that's interesting. So let's see what's going on here, or whatever. Now, you should go watch what he said for yourself. I think it's just worth, he broke it down in a way that makes a lot of sense. So I definitely think you should listen to him. Um, he made a lot of points about economics and the reason why we need immigrants in the country because the birth rate is low. But this conversation keeps coming up, and I want to introduce Code 2040. I thought I talked about it on this channel before, but maybe I haven't, and it just really seems like a critical, like a really good time to introduce what it is. So Code 2040 is this like uh tech internship hub that matches Black and Latino software engineering undergrads with really high profile tech companies for summer internships. So, software engineering internships are notoriously hard to get, especially at really big, good companies. And technical interviews are hard to pass. So, a lot of people don't get them. Now, some people have this impression that with Code 2040, when you do that, then they just give you the internship. Like, there's no like coding or something. Like, you don't have to do the technical interview. That isn't true. um, you still go through the same rounds of like technical interviews as everyone else. The only difference is companies basically partner with Code 2040 because they say like, yes, we do want to improve our representation of Black and Latino engineers. So yes, we would love to have some of your fellows come with us because it's like a summer fellowship. Other companies who don't partner with them, I think they were trying to make this case like we don't need diversity, whatever that means. And I want to explain something else to you. Now, this is something I saw that I thought was interesting, but maybe not interesting. There are human resource teams that are responsible for recruiting, right? Especially at tech companies. Except in reality, people can only recruit people who they know, right? Like, so if you hire recruiters from the University of Alabama, you're going to get a bunch of people in your pipeline from the University of Alabama because that's who those recruiters know. That's who they're going to like reach out to. That's who they feel comfortable talking to. The University of Alabama is not a great school. So if your recruiters are from there, you're just going to get University of Alabama people. I'm not saying they're the worst people. There's probably like some decent people there, but it's not Harvard, it's not MIT, it's not Columbia. Those schools already have their own filtering system that are going to give you like really high caliber talent. They've already done the work for you. Go 2040 had quite a lot of those type of people. Now, the issue is that even at those schools, they're like networks within networks within networks. So to even get into a lot of those schools, let's think like Brown, Columbia, um, we could say like the Amherst type of schools. Some of them are Ivy, but some of them are just like really good. Even Stanford. Um, like you have to be really smart to get in, especially if you're like Black or brown. You're if you get into one of those schools, you're like really smart. Like you definitely just don't get in for just being Black. I don't know why people think that. That's wild. Like everyone who was a fellow with me was like really smart. And also, I want to be clear, like, I'm really smart too, but I'm also just like really privileged. Like, the further that I go in life, I just realize, like, I just had an unfair amount of privilege growing up. Just a lot. And I acknowledge that. And it's one of the other reasons I keep this an open book so that others can learn and grow from it. But I do think there's some idea of, and I think it's called, I learned about it the other day, prole shift, right? Where people are moving through different social classes or whatever. And there's people who have drifted from a lower social class into the social class maybe that I was born into. And they have this idea now that they are there, they can be there, but I cannot. And they have some belief that like I don't belong there. Now the problem here is that like that's where I'm from. That's you like that's like so a part of those like the culture and the characteristics of being there are like a part of who I am. Like even if I'm not like super homies with the girls who are listening to Gracie Abrams, I still can play the music on my iPod, right? And like still feel my feelings about the songs and still express my emotions about it on my own in my own space in my own way. Um it like you don't have to relate to it. It doesn't have to be like consumable for you, right? Cuz it's still real for me. That's important. Um Now one of the interesting things about this like pole shift idea is and the let's go back to the code 2040 situation. The reason that the organization was called 2040 is because in the year 2040, that's when minorities will become a majority in the US. Now, I heard the Don guy talk about this, which it's a good thing that he's saying it, but I feel like everybody kind of knows it because it's like you look around and you just have to be serious about like who you see, like who is there, who's not there. Like the numbers aren't lying to you. When you go outside and like everyone you see kind of looks like this, or every influencer girl that you see looks a certain way. This isn't just a coincidence. It's kind of another reason I felt like it was really critical for me to speak out about Black beauty influencers. Just mostly because I was in the space. Just I'm telling you, like when you're pretty, you just get things. So I saw kind of a lot, and I just saw a lot of, especially like white beauty influencers getting things that like no Black beauty influencers are getting, and I'm like, this is going to be a real problem. Mostly in the bigger reason is because when you think about global demographics and where like global beauty brands are going, it was very easy to see like Africa is a huge market. Brazil is a huge market. Also, people who are my skin complexion are the most common skin complexion on planet Earth across racial groups. That's why some people call us like racially ambiguous, the brown people, right? You can go to Asia, you can go to Africa, you can go to different parts of Europe, right? Whatever you think a mulatto is in Hispania, all over Latin America. There's like different shades of brown. So then people try to classify it even more. Okay, well it's actually about like hair texture, bone structure, nose bridges, body fat. Like they'll make up all type of parameters to try to clump people together. Um, but let's go back to this idea of demographics because I do think it's important here. Um, Code 2040 kind of saw this, and I feel like I don't know, it's just because like Laura and Tristan are just smart people, but also they're both like Stanford grads, so I feel like they saw it on. Well, you can go listen to conversations yourself. I'll link them, but they were basically talking about how on their own campuses in their own classrooms there's not people like them in these companies. There's not people like us, like we are actually here, and this is like how we look. And like if in the country, in the society, in the community, the consumers look like you and me, and the people who are building things look like Sam, there's going to be a real problem. There is a real problem. This is why like a lot of I don't understand where some of these evaluations are coming from. The only good product right now in the market is Chat GPT, but it's not really a problem. It's or a product. It's like a search engine. So we already had a search engine. Like Google works really well. Why do we need another search engine? The answer is we don't. We don't need another search engine. One was enough. One is enough. Uh, so you see where it ain't making sense. Um, I guess I just wonder what to me a lot of it is very confusing. Like, where do people think that like nobody seems to want to solve the outstanding problems in this country, and they have to be solved. You cannot brush and whisk past them. You have to solve them, but nobody wants to solve them. So I guess they won't be solved, but not in a like, woe is me, they won't be solved. More like in a, they won't be solved, so we can't move forward. Right? Like, they won't be solved, so we lose. And I guess like maybe I'm the only one who like sees that. Well, it's not just me. Other people see it too because I hear them talking about it, but like full stop. You have to solve these problems. We'll keep talking about this because it's a longer conversation, but yeah.